Welcome back, Casino Crew. Baxter and Jonathan.
We're here again.
We're talking pedals today. My favorite subject.
You love pedals. He has a huge pedal board.
Okay, your first pedal.
Whew.
Right? Everyone's had their first pedal in life. If you're old like me, getting older like Jonathan, or a young buck, or a really older buck in the world, we've all had our first pedals. We want to get your stories, hear what you guys had for your first pedals, because like I did. I started off getting a pedal or two.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, Jonathan. What was yours?
So, we were talking about this, and I was trying to remember, around the same time, I'm thinking about it now, I think I had the Zoom, the little 505 first, and then thought it was cool to have individual pedals, so I stared buying those little cheap plastic Danelectro.
Oh, the boutique ones.
Yes.
You were like JHS?
There was no JHS back then. Oh, maybe there was, but I don't believe it. This is quite a while ago. So yeah, it was very, very close there. The little Zoom and the little Danelectro, like a tuna melt.
I think that's like everyone's sort of first sort of like. I remember those Danelectro ones and like,
Right.
oh, these are so cool looking, and then you touch them and they're cheap plastic.
Yes.
And they sound horrible.
But I didn't know that the plastic was a detriment back then.
No, of course not.
I also did not know they sounded horrible. I thought
they do.
They do.
They do. And maybe but you can use that now as an effect.
Yeah,
like a horrible sounding pedal.
Yes.
Can be an effect. I didn't have those. I actually still have my first pedal.
Okay. What's your first pedal?
This is my first pedal. Isn't that funny? So it's a green one. I don't know what this is. It's an Ibanez. It's a TS9. So I have a tube screamer. So this has become. I think it's kind of funny because like I just needed like an overdrive.
I was gonna say, did you like hunt that out?
No.
You're like, oh, I gotta have a tube screamer. Or?
I went to Guitar Center. God, I think this was like I don't know which town this was. I might have been like I was on a trip somewhere with my family. It might have been Guitar Center Nashville or something. Cool. One of those there, and I was like, I need an effects pedal. I want something that makes my guitar amp sound dirtier. Because I was playing the Fender Clean, and they're like, here, this is what people tend to like. I'm like, cool. So I've had this for decades now, and apparently they're worth a lot of money, which I'm like, oh, cool. I don't really ever use it anymore. I need to. There's no battery in it at the moment. I think I can plug it in back here with this little feature. It's got, it's very high tech. But then it's funny because I was a Steve Ray Vaughan fanatic, but back in those days of the internet, you didn't know what he was playing. So
just good fortune.
I just happened to have this cool pedal, and I've had many people try to buy it, and it's not worth tons like some of the. Right. But it's worth a little bit. Yeah. But it's just worth more to me because I like to play it, and it's like, I think I didn't spend my own money on this. I'm sure Mommy and Daddy did. And so that's okay. So,
it's kind of cool to have your first pedal.
It is. It's my first pedal because I've had a lot of the pedals, and I think I had like a Small Stone was one of the early ones too. Yeah. Like it was in a wooden box. Right. Does that make sense? It sounds horrible. Yes. But I also had then my other one was like a Boss, like just delay, like the iconic delay that everyone sort of used, and that. So I was very lucky.
You're lucky.
I was lucky. It's a new word. We're gonna start that, everyone. I was very lucky to sort of stumble upon really cool pedals.
That is really cool.
And that's all I had. I never got further into it.
I think after the Danelectros, I went and bought a Boss, the purple-ish Boss flanger at a pawn shop. I remember
that.
Doing that.
Flangers are really funny to me.
I don't know why I thought it was so cool. I just wanted to sound like an airplane. The jet sound.
And you show that to your friends when you're a kid, like, whoa,
oh my God,
cool.
That's great.
This is completely useless in most practical purposes. But no, it's
like spice up that G chord, when you're learning.
I mean, well, and when I was, I think I had I had tribute bands like when we were first starting. So I had like a Led Zeppelin one. We thought we were great. This was like in middle school. And I had a Rush. We did like Rush and Zeppelin. We thought we did them. And so this came in handy. And I stomped on this, I'd take it to the stratosphere for those solos that were completely out of pitch and out of tune. But this is neither, because guys will come in the shop and then come back to the back studio where this pedal lives and like, oh my God, old TS9. I'm like, yeah, it's just my old pedal.
Just my first pedal.
And my parents would they would often get me a weird pedal or a weird instrument every year for Christmas. Like I ended up with a mandolin one year. Then I wanted a sitar, so my dad got me the sitar Electro Harmonix pedal.
That's pretty cool.
Which was I was an old grown up at this point.
Right.
He did that as a joke because sitars are expensive. Yeah. And a pain to tune. But I mean, there's not much to this except for we want to know what you guys are playing for
What
your
was your first pedal? Yeah.
This was mine. It's cool. Thanks TS9. Thanks Boss. That was number 2, I think. I think my pedals were better than yours.
Your pedals were definitely better than mine.
But yours are better than mine now.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Thanks, guys. Let us know. Quick fire out. We're going to jump out. Casino Crew signing out.
Hit like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. We'll see you next time.